Mukuro uses a spell to suck the intelligence out of Kaito, which shockingly works, leaving Kaito literally dumbfounded. He's not going to be much use in this game anymore. Hopefully dumbfounded Kaito can win this one. Maybe it's also taken away all of his memories of loss so he can go into this with a fresh mind. Good day, good people. Tournament day. Year of the Horizon. It's time. It's time. It is Danganronpa Hunger Games time. And we're halfway through. Season 6. And you know what that means. After this voice says,
Danganronpa.
It's time to get going. We had a fantastic OC episode 36, 37 OCs. Did battle, 6 came out on top. There was heartbreak, there was heartache, and there was victory for a certain few. And a week from this coming Sunday, another 37 will go at it. But who will those be? I don't know. But that's the future. This is the present. We are halfway through the season, and that OC episode was kind of like the halftime show, which means now it's time to get back into the action. We're playing Yeetball, not football. Yeetball. That's right. We have 2 teams here today, and I will introduce them right now, actually. The gold team. Hina, Junko, Chiaki. The light bearer, Fuihiko, Ibuki, Kazuichi, Komaru, Yuta, Miu, Kokichi, Genocide Jack, and Chihiro. And the bronze team, Sonya the other light bearer, Hajime, Akane, Mukuro, Taka, Mikon, Nagito, Makoto, Taichi, Angie, Kaito, and Shuichi. And those are the 2 teams. Now I bet you're wondering, why Yeetball? What is going on? Well, I kind of just, this was just a fun idea. Which I might do every season. We might just put 2 teams against each other for Yeetball. There are a couple events in which you may score for your team, score a touchdown, which is worth 6 points. And of course, winning the game is also worth 6 points. So the winning team here will be your Yeetball champions until next season, halfway through, when we have another Yeetball championship match. This was kind of just a spur of the moment, let's have a fun time this time. So tell me, which team are you rooting for? Gold team or the bronze team? And leave those in the comments after you like and subscribe, hit the bell button, because you know, you gotta do that. It's your due diligence to do that and to leave comments, because those comments could be fantastic. Like this one, and that one, and that one. And the comments are especially important this season because, as they always do, they show you the way. But this season they really do. I'm gonna make my picks. Hopefully you've made your picks for first, second, and third. I'm gonna make mine now, and I'll tell you which team. I love the gold team, but I'm gonna root for the bronze team. And I'm gonna get Kaito for first, because he needs one. Give me Kaito for second, and give me Sonya for third. And tell me actually also, which team do you think will win today? Because winning the game isn't necessarily a win for the team. Winning the game still gets you into the singles finale. This is just for bonus, this is just for perks, this is just for giggles. I got the bronze team pulling up the upset. There's many heavy hitters in the gold team, but I got the bronze team. Some of the bronze team have had spectacular wins. Akane looking at you, Sonya so many for you. Taka a couple for you too. A pacifist one under your belt too. Same with Hajime as a sheep too. I got those 3. I got those 3. Kaito. Actually, yeah, give me Kaito, Taka. I think I kind of want to change third. I want to change third to Mikon. Yeah, those are my 3. I got those 3. But I bet you're wondering, is there anything different? Halloween's over? Yeah, it's just fall time events now. It's just a coasting through. There's arena events changing. There's some feasts changing. It's a fun time, and it's gonna be a great time. And there's Hina, who's the current champion. But of course, there's no Agent of Chaos anymore. Mukuro, because you cashed in, which means we can go right on to this. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, actually, before we do that, I got that little cubby thing, so I'll probably put that up somewhere. I'm gonna probably rearrange, not that, but probably this little area here, because I think I know where I want to put it up. But yeah, I think that's neat. I can toss things in there, just like I'm tossing this die, and seeing that we're resimulating. Ugh, it is 3 times. I caught it like this. I was almost like this, but that's clearly not natural. I caught it like this. We're going 3 times. Which means, for the first ever game of Yeetball, scores are now 0-0. In fact, zero. Gold? Bronze. We can do it right there, because that's fancy. Let's resimulate, not 1 time, not 2 times, but a grand total of 3 times. Will anyone else sound the horns? Will anyone get secret achievements? Because those are in play. I didn't actually need the card. I know the rest of them by heart, because we've gotten half? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half. Yes, 6. Let's go ahead. Let's proceed. And let's see what happens as we boy. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Sato, you're still all alone, but that might change today. Will you please, for everyone's sake, especially the 4 that we're going to lose immediately, will you sound the horns? That's Sato. I'm loving that sousaphone. Kaito immediately sets off an explosive, not playing games this time, killing Hajime, Miu, Shuichi, and Genocide Jack. Akane seriously contemplates suicide. Chihiro runs away from the cornucopia. Yuta cries in despair, accomplishing nothing. Kokichi grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. You gotta do better than that, Kokichi. Taka runs away from the cornucopia. Nagito does the same thing. Komaru finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Hina arrives at the arena. Her memory is completely wiped. The sole thing she can remember is her name. Poor girl. Mikan throws a knife into Angie's chest. Rest in peace to her. Taichi grabs a sword. Sonya runs away from the cornucopia. Mukuro finds a canteen full of water. Ibuki finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Makoto ignores the game and goes looking for food. Chiaki runs away from the cornucopia. Junko grabs a chainsaw, and Fuyuhiko grabs Kazuichi by the leg, smashes him against the ground repeatedly, like one of those old school cartoons, like he's Bam Bam from the Flintstones. That's a deep draw. By the time he finishes, Kazuichi has completely been pulverized. As we proceed. That was a bloody bloodbath. And no more people sounded any horns. There's still plenty of horn events in there, but maybe Sato will just be alone for a while. Junko, at the start of day 1, steals from Akane while she isn't looking. Taka makes a poem for Sonya. That's so sweet. Hina tries to spearfish the trident. Taichi attempts to climb a tree, but falls on Komaru, killing them both. Komaru, no. Ibuki sees a completely pale Mukuro washed ashore, unmoving. Ibuki revives her with CPR. Togami berates Fuyuhiko for hours. Fuyuhiko thinks that he and Togami grew closer that day. Togami, how did you sneak in the arena? Kokichi discovers a cave. Yuta attacks Kaito, but he managed to escape. That's my boy. Today could be your day. Makoto hides from Mikan in a pile of fallen leaves. Chihiro and Nagito grievously injure each other during a vicious fight. In order to survive, they have to nurse each other back to health. And Chiaki takes a day trip to the countryside, drinking in the fall colors. The countryside is a nice little section of the arena. It's so beautiful. The leaves are so I was going to say the arena's so nice over there as we get our fallen tributes, but we don't get that. We get an arena event. as the tributes go bobbing together for apples. Yuta successfully gets an apple, but it somehow gets lodged in his throat, choking him to death. Hina holds Chiaki beneath the water, drowning her. Akane does the same to Nagito. Ibuki almost drowns trying to get an apple. Thankfully, Mikan pulls her up in time. That's your girls. That's band-aid. Let's go. Fuiko successfully gets an apple, but it somehow gets lodged in his throat, choking him to death. Sonya successfully bobs an apple. Good on you, girl. Kaito almost drowns, but thankfully Makato pulls him up in the nick of time. You were lucky today, Kaito. Taka launches an apple at the back of Chihiro's head. Chihiro is rendered unconscious and drowns in the apple bobbing barrel. Chihiro, no. Kokichi drowns in the apple bobbing barrel. Well, that's the end of Kokichi. Mukuro almost drowns trying to get an apple. Thankfully, Junko, being a good little sister, actually, pulls her up in the nick of time. We'll proceed now. We lost 14. For a game of 24, that is a lot for day one. But that is the fate of the early game arena event. It gives us a hefty Claire de Lune for Hajime, Miu, Shuichi, Genocide Jack, Angie, Kazuichi, Taichi, Komaru, Yuta, Chiaki, Nagito, Fuyuhiko, Chihiro, Kokichi. If we take a peek at everybody's statuses, there are only 3 people remaining for the gold team. Most of those people were from the gold team. Holy heck. Bronze team. Y'all are suddenly looking... Hina, I swear if you get them another fan vote. Bronze team, y'all are looking really good. Hina, Junko, and Ibuki only remain for the gold team. Sonya, Akane, Mukuro, Taka, Mikan, Makoto, and Kaito all remain for the bronze team. But once again, it is anyone's game. That was just day one. Hina, Junko, Ibuki, Sonya, Akane, Mukuro, Taka, Mikan, Makoto, Kaito, it's time for your saving grace picks. There's 10 people left. We lost 14, and there was a game of 24. There are 100% just 10 people left. Hina, Junko, Ibuki, Sonya, Akane, Mukuro, Taka, Mikan, Makoto, and Kaito. Make your picks! Edit your comments. This is wild. This is crazy. Round 1. Saving grace picks, just barely. We are at your top 10. Yeah, that's all I can say. Edit your comments, do whatever you gotta do if you still need them. I guess my 3 were Kaito, Taka, and Mikan. Then I'm sticking with them. Yeah, first, second, and third. They're all still there. Shockingly enough. I have mine. You guys can make yours. I'll give you a second while I play this harmonica. No, I'm not gonna do that. Not in the middle of this beautiful... Just a note or two. Have you done them? Are you prepared? We don't have to wait. I know that you've made them. You've gone down there. I'm just kind of staggered right now because I was like, we have to go ahead, and I was like, there's 10 people left, right? I can say that Hina, Junko, Ibuki, Sonya, Akane, Mukuro, Taka, Mikan, Makoto, and Kaito are all staggered right now because they're like, I'm sorry, what just happened? They didn't even know. They're a little bit scared. That makes their heartbeat go faster, their pulse run quicker, until it matches the same rate as that of a samurai woman. Well, let's see what happens. We can proceed for realness this time. As we get to night 1, Kaito receives an explosion from an unknown sponsor. Well, he did pretty good. With an explosive at the start of this game. So, Sonya is awoken by nightmares. Taka hates Junko so strongly that he created a squad against Junko. An anti-Junko squad? I might need to help Junko out. Cause that's my girl. We're squad buddies. Squad up. Makato, Hina, and Mukuro comment on what they find nice about one another to improve the mood. Mikan stood in the ashes of a trillion dead souls and asked the ghost if honor matters. The silence was their answer. And ending off this completely peaceful day, which is nice compared to what happened on day 1, Ibuki finds an Etch-a-Sketch and shows Akane the portrait she made of her. Akane loves it and kisses Ibuki on the forehead. It's just so pleasant. We're having a pleasant time now. It's day 2. Akane says something wrong, and Makoto calls her a foolish fool. A foolish fool who doth fool foolishly. Mukuro constructs a shack. Hina is exposed to Junko's sensitivity aura, causing her to become more emotional. Kaito seems to be dead, but it's a lie, thank goodness. Ibuki tends to Sonya's wounds, and Mikan takes a sip of tea, but the scalding hot liquid proves too much for her, so she spits it into Taka's face. We lost none, so we can keep on going again. At the start of night 2, a starving Makoto trades nearly half of his supplies for Sonya's loaf of bread. Akane is woken by nightmares. Maki grabs Mukuro by the throat. Kaito destroys Junko's supplies while she's asleep. Mikan sings Hina a lullaby, and Taka is gentle with Ibuki. Still nothing as we go to day 3. Makato goes hunting. Mukuro uses a spell to suck the intelligence out of Kaito, which shockingly works, leaving Kaito literally dumbfounded. He's not going to be much use in this game anymore. Hopefully dumbfounded Kaito can win this one. Maybe it's also taken away all of his memories of loss so he can go into this with a fresh mind. Hina discovers a cave. Taka, Mikan, and Akane argue over the ingredients to buy for dinner from the arena supermarket. Avies, wares and the spares. Sonya confides in Ibuki. Ibuki takes notes so he can exploit her later, and Junko goes hunting. We still never mind. I left this one in because I was like, yeah, we'll leave it in once or twice, we'll see if it hits, and it hits. At long last, Celeste's Holiday Mansion is prepared for the spookiest time of the year. Taka scares Kaito to death. Kaito, it was peaceful for so long, and you had to be the first one in the top 10 to die. How dare you? How could you? Akane and Ibuki flirt with Celeste Vampire. Butler's Junko parties a little too hard and throws her back out. Oh, that's not fun. Junko, oh no. Makoto and Mikan travel to the garden to see the flowers, but are swallowed whole by a carnivorous plant. Oh no. Please don't tell me that. Okay, Taka's alive. I was gonna say, am I about to lose all 3 of my picks? Hina enjoys the spooky party, and Mukuro scares sheep wrangling Sonya to death. A shame. Mukuro could win this one, actually, as we proceed now to Fallen Tributes. Instead of losing none, we lost 4. Can we get a terrible turnabout? 4. Kaito. Makoto. Mikan. Sonya. And at the start of this round, still no points for either team. There's quite a bit of touchdown events in there. We'll see everybody's statuses, but this could go 0-0, much like a real game of Yeetball. Could go 0-0 and come down to the final play, where the winner gets 6 points. But I digress, we still have 6 people left. I'm talking Hina, Junko, Ibuki. To Akane, Mukuro, and Taka, it is now a 3v3. Lo and behold, there we go. Things even themselves out, as Team Gold did not lose a single person that time, and Team Bronze lost 4, losing their lead. Is that enough to make sure that Team Gold wins this one? I don't know, but they're still going strong with the heart of a samurai woman. Who will win? Who will perish? Who will make it to that shiniest singles bracket? Let's proceed to find out. At the start of Night 3, Mukuro, Junko, Taka, and Ibuki tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Hina dies from hypothermia, the champ is out. And Akane thinks about home. As we go to the feast! The Thanksgiving feast! The cornucopia is replenished with food, and more food! As the tributes share a Thanksgiving meal, Junko gets lost in a corn maze and is never seen again. Taka and Mukuro watch football! Ibuki gets lost in a corn maze and is also never seen again, and Akane decides not to attend Thanksgiving, which seems odd for her, considering she loves to eat. We'll proceed to day... We still have a day to get through, don't we? Yeah, we do. Day 4. Akane starts to go insane. Taka was being a clown, and Mukuro breaks out their cold weather wardrobe. This has been an interesting game. All of October, we got no arena events, I don't think. We might have had like 1 or 2. I think we had 1 maybe at the very beginning. And this time around, we got 2 and the Thanksgiving feast. November might be nuts. As we proceed, we lost 3. All of Gold Team! Bronze Team wins! Bronze Team! Let's go, the underdogs. But first, it is a terrible turnabout. 4. Hina. Junko. Ibuki. Which means the bronze team will be your first ever Danganronpa Hunger Games Yeetball champions of the world. Yeetball champions. But for right now, nobody has any points. But it is a 1v1v1 for the more serious topic, and that is becoming a part of the singles finale. So who will it be? Akane, Mukuro, or Taka? I don't know. It's your final 3 though. Were these your final 3? Were these your picks? Taka was one of my picks. That's my boy. He could come out on this one. He can come out clutch. Akane, who hasn't won in a long time. I think since the Flames of Despair episode in season 1, and then Mukuro, who had a incredible preseason, could be trying to make that magic happen again after utterly failing her Chaos cash-in. But is it really an utter failure because her old tag team partner, her old homie, her still tag team partner, her still homie, Hina, got that title through Ibuki's grace. It's still Ibuki's grace doing it to them? I don't know. But I can say Akane, Mukuro, and Taka are caught in what we like to call, when we're in our final 5 or less, a crisis of fate. Akane, Mukuro, Taka. It's been a hot minute since any of you have gotten a win. Taka, I think, was definitely the most recent person of you 3 to get a win. Akane, I think, has the least wins out of the 3 of you. And Mukuro needs some love after the awful cash-in that she had. Can she get it today? We'll find out as we proceed. Today to night 4. Mukuro eats a sandwich to fully restore her health. Taka is walking through the woods. There's no one around, and his phone is dead. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees him. Shia LaBeouf. And Akane stays awake all night as we proceed now to day 5. Taka goes hunting, and Akane and Mukuro enter a rebuttal showdown. We'll proceed again. We have nobody gone, but we can keep on going to say. Then Mukuro tells Akane, this is great. It's just me, you, and this brick wall you built between us. Taka discovers the mastermind and is killed for it. The poor boy, the death is made to look like an accident. You got 3rd, Taka. You got 3rd. But that means when we go to day 6, this thing is going to come to a close. Which means we can quiet this down, and I have to ask you guys. It's Mukuro and Akane. Which one? Just who will it be? Mukuro, who's had a dominant preseason, lost a bit of that luster when she cashed in, but she could get that luster back. She could make this season one of her seasons. Akane, who has performed well this season. Yeah, she's performed well this season, just has not been able to clutch a win. So who will it be? Mukuro or Akane. Mukuro or Akane. Mukuro. Akane. Akane Mukuro. Mukuro. Akane. Akane or Mukuro. Mukuro or Akane. That question is answered. What awaits beyond the horizon we now see is Mukuro as she stabs Akane with a tree branch. I feel awful for Akane because it's been a hot minute since she's won, but she doesn't suck is the issue. She did pretty well this season, I think. I think she's been doing okay this season. But we gotta proceed. We gotta go on because we know that after this terrible turnabout for her two bronze team members, Taka, Akane, and of course winning the game counts as a touchdown in itself. No actual touchdown events triggered, which means it is an easy win. As we proceed, we know without the shadow of a doubt that leading her team to victory is your winner. Leading the bronze team to victory, allowing them, through their teamwork, to become the Yeetball champions of the Danganronpa Hunger Games. Mukuro takes the win. Mukuro, you have had an interesting season. Preseason, you were money. When you cashed in, not great. But maybe that was solely for Hina's sake. And you knew you could win again because you have that drive now, because apparently you have that drive now. That's all I can say. We'll proceed. Mukuro took first place for Bronze Team. Bronze Team took the entire first, second, and third. Good on them. Bronze Team rules. I thought Gold Team ruled. It was all about Bronze Team. Mukuro in first, Akane in second, poor Akane. Taka in third, poor Taka. Ibuki in fourth, Junko in fifth. Hina in sixth. Sonya the Lightbearer in seventh. Mikon in eighth. Makoto in ninth. And Kaito rounding off your top 10. Kaito, I can't believe you made it to the top 10 through the first extremely bloody day, and then you just perished. You perished immediately. After such peace, you perished. And there's the rest of the lot. Kaito with the most kills though. Good on him, I guess. Maybe I jinxed him. I didn't jinx him. It was his own fault. It all started with Kaito getting those 4 kills, setting off an explosive, and ending with Mukuro stabbing her own teammate because it was a free-for-all with a tree branch. Winning it for Bronze Team, they are your Yeetball champions. Yeetball champions of the world. And there's the list. Kaito with 4, Mukuro with 2, Taka with 2, Akane, Fuyuhiko, Hina, and Mikon all had 1. As we go back to the reaping. It is a shame, Gold Team, that you couldn't do this one. Because Bronze Team rules. I'm proud of them. Sonya, Hajime, Akane, Mukuro, Taka, Mikon, Nagito, Makoto, Taichi, Angie, Kaito, and Shuichi, as a team, are your Yeetball champions. Bronze Team will be going, I don't know, I guess to next season. Yeah, we'll do it once a season, just in the middle. I kind of like the idea of it. They'll be back next season. They are guaranteed to appear in that episode next season. And it's going to be fantastic. I don't know what team they'll face next time. Who will be trying to dethrone them to become the Yeetball champions, or will they successfully defend? I don't know. But your MVP is definitely Mukuro. She won this game. Congratulations to her. Or your MVP might be Kaito if we think about it. Let's go to the summary real quick. Kaito killed Hajime, Miu, Shuichi, Genocide Jack. Actually, go back to the reaping. He killed Hajime, Mew, Shuichi, and Genocide Jack. 2 people from his team, 2 people from theirs. I wouldn't call him an MVP for that. Mukuro won the game, good on her. But that's it. And this one was just about 30, that's not too bad. I guess it was a shorter cast, we didn't have like 30 people. But this was a fun one. Congratulations, Bronze Team 6, Gold Team Donut. They are your Yeetball champions, and they will be back. Bronze Team rules, never forget it. Tomorrow, we're in the other simulator, and it'll be a fun time. But before I forget, go ahead and bring up the winner's bracket, because Mukuro is there. Congratulations to her. She will be joining Hina, and the 1,000,000 fan votes that Hina and Yuta got for you guys. The secret episode has been filled out once more with Daiki. But ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the end of things until tomorrow, which will, I think, also be a fun one. Just because the cast setup, I think it's a fun one. Stay classy. Toodling. Flight crew. Thanks for watching.